Bighorns, and glad to have you back to talk to you. And, you know, I guess that's when I sit here and watch the games, I can understand how frustrated a coach would be. I saw you last game actually try to take your jacket off. It was buttoned in front. You tried to take it off over your head.
Yes.
You were that frustrated.
I was that frustrated because we're one shot away from being hot, one win, I think, from catching our stride, and it's just about making those winning plays down the stretch. We held RGV, who's used to scoring 36 points a quarter, to under 30 for 3 quarters and then only 31. So our defense did what it was supposed to do, but then we had that fourth quarter where we only scored 9 points. I threw that quarter away. I threw that tape away. I didn't even watch that quarter.
I look at your record. You're 2-5, but really 5 teams haven't beaten you. What I have seen, I don't say self-destructed, but you've beaten yourself because you couldn't make, as you say, the one pass, the one basket, the one play away from doing it. And it's got to be frustrating to you to know you've been that close.
Yes. I did watch the fourth quarter for one time, only one time, and it was only the offense because I thought our defense was really good. And we got open look after open look, either around the basket or on the perimeter, and we just couldn't make it. I've never seen anything like that in my 13-year career playing, my 5-year career in coaching, where you just can't make an open shot. And give credit to RGV. They came out, and they were coming off a back-to-back, and they made some plays down the stretch to beat us.
And here's what's interesting about it. You were getting stops at the other end.
Yes.
Because it was 91-83 at the end of the third quarter. And then it was 92-92 for a while, 94-92, and they couldn't get off the 94. Right. So it wasn't that it was all your shooting. Your defense had held up like you expected, but you just couldn't get it in the offensive zone.
Yeah, we just couldn't, throw a pea in the ocean, as they like to say. But I'm very encouraged by how hard the guys played. Our defense was really good, and you and I have talked that we want to hang our hats on our defense. We want to be able to play solid defense night in and night out, because I think defense travels, whether you're at home or on the road. If you have a consistent defense, you're going to always have a chance to win games. Now we just have to find a way to kick the ball in the ocean in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think you'll do that. The other thing that I really was impressed with the last game out was Will Davis. And, there's certain guys, you've played so many years in the NBA and your own career, as you talked about. Certain guys I have always felt that play better starting than they do coming off the bench, and vice versa. There are guys come off the bench for years that play better, and I think Davis is one of those guys. He got an early basket in that ball game, and he lit fire, and he had 27 points and 14 or 16 rebounds. So is that kind of how you look at him?
Yeah, I kind of do. I think when Will can get consistent minutes and get into a rhythm early, then he's a more effective player, and I thought he came out and did everything. I didn't realize he had 27 and 14. He had an amazing game, and playing all the minutes that he had after having set for a period of time where he wasn't getting those big minutes, then for him to come in and play as well as he did with getting those big minutes is just a credit to him. And Will's a special player to me because last year he didn't get the minutes. We had Papa, we had other guys around, and then at the end of the year when his opportunity came, he took advantage.
He did.
And to me, that's the consummate professional, to be a pro, to always be ready, so when your number is called, you can take advantage of your opportunity.
And just watching him, he's not a real verbal guy. He does it by example, if you will. He's not a real verbal guy, but other guys pick up, I think, his agility and his ability on the floor because he plays hard. He goes hard until his tank is out of gas, then he'll tap his chest and want to come out.
Yeah, Coach Rico Hines said to me in the fourth quarter, Will said he's tired. I said, he'd be all right. Keep going, because we needed him at that point, and he was playing so well. I was like, Will, you're just going to have to go. I'll call timeout just to get you a break, but you're going to have to stay in the rest of the game. So he's like, okay, Coach. So it's just a credit to the type of person, type of player that Will Davis is.
The other thing I noticed about your coaching style in the last game out was that you talked about the shooting difficulties you had. Your starters weren't necessarily getting it done. You brought guys off the bench. They started getting it. Demps, for example, Higgins came off the bench and helped you, and you let them in the game. You kept them in the game because they were getting it done for you.
Oh, definitely. I think we're 12, 13 deep with these guys. So on any given night, anybody can step up. And I think that makes us a hard team to defend when we're doing that. And we have talented guys that maybe only play 15, 20 minutes that can actually get you 15 or 20 points within that time period. So I'm not shy to pull the trigger at all if their starters aren't doing well.
Yeah, Matt Jones, the other one I didn't mention, he also had a good night the other night. And it's good to know that you have those guys. It's not that you have to give the starters a break and you get in there and you go, oh, my, what's going to happen now? Because they played better than your starters did the other night.
They definitely did. And I spoke with them coming off the bench. I said, you should be able to maintain the lead or increase the lead coming off the bench. And I was told by one of my coaches when I was coming off the bench that we want to maintain the lead or increase it when you come in. You definitely don't want to lose the lead because that's not good for playing time for you. So I kind of got that across to the guys coming off the bench, and they've really embraced that. So when they're coming in, they bring a lot of energy, a lot of activity, both offensively and defensively.
One last thing, and get back to where we started. One shot away, one pass away, one steal away. How do you pose that with the players to let them know? Because they've got to be feeling, hey, Coach, we're 2-5. Your coach got to be letting down on us. We were letting him down. How do you get that across to them?
Well, I kind of give them some examples of my own career. You know, a couple games that I played, and I can distinctly remember playing in Phoenix one night, opening night, when I was with the Clippers, and I was 1 for 10. But I also ended up with 17 points. I was able to get myself to the line and made 17 straight. So I always say we're one basket away from being hot. I did it. I've been through it. I understand. So we just have to stick with the process.
Coach, thanks for updating us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Another visit with head coach Darrick Martin. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back with more from the Event Center in downtown Reno.